There's a strict color code to degrees of proficiency and rank in the martial arts. And every martial art within reason is pretty close to the same. There's 10 ranks below black belt, and they're called GUPs, which are grades. GUPs. GUPS in Korean is in English is grade. A 10th grade or 10th GUP is a white belt. And the colors go white, yellow, green, blue, red, black. And every solid color has an accompanying stripe of the next highest ranked color. Like Carlos has a red belt with a black slash. So he's the first GUP. His next rank will be a black belt, first degree black belt. Those are two fourth GUPs over there. Green or blue belts with red slash, I hope. Okay. Yep. And Reese is a red belt. She's the second GUP.
So you said, what is it? White, yellow, green?
White, yellow, green, blue, red, black in Korean Taekwondo. And each color has a meaning. Red logically signifies danger. Carlos is very dangerous. What it means, though, at that rank is he has a lot of knowledge. And this settling in period he's in right now is to help transform all that knowledge and ability into controlled skill, not just skill. You know, he has to make decisions on how much how much power he has to use in the techniques he knows. And that takes some time. Well, sometimes I wish I could make him meaner. He has a lot of strength and a lot of power. And he has very good manners. And so when I was working with one of the girls, he's a little too easy on them because they can handle it. You know, but that's okay.
It's nice he's very polite, though. Funny.
Yeah, well, they all are, but Carlos is a good example for them. Aaliyah, you're what, 11? 11? When will you be 12? You'll be 12. Oh, awesome. Okay. She's unbelievable. She is just awesome. I would take her anywhere. I'd take her to Korea and put her in a tournament, and she would just come home with a truckload of stuff. She's awesome. Her sister has turned into an incredible teacher. She's in charge of all the white belts in this school until they're ready for their test for the next promotion. She gets all the white belts. That's not an easy job. That's you know, a lot of people don't want that job, but it's made her all the better too. She can't make a mistake. She has to teach them correctly. You can't teach them wrong, and so forth. But I'm glad you asked, because there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why they wear the uniforms they do. That's why they tie the belts the way they do. It's not just learning technique. There's a lot of Christian parallels in Taekwondo, and if you're a Bible-based Christian martial arts school, you have to make sure that you make that evident to them, the parallels, the tenets of Taekwondo, and the student oath and everything. I mean, there's biblical reference for everything we do, and the way we teach. And it's pretty similar to the way I teach you folks. And Taekwondo is kind of unique in that everything we teach and everything we've learned and all the expertise they have is executed in total defense. It's never aggressive. Everything they've been taught to do is in response to an aggressive move by somebody else. And of course that gives them an automatic advantage, because once an aggressor commits himself, then he's toast. So as soon as he makes the first move, the fight's over. He just doesn't realize it yet. And that's the way they're taught.
Is there a difference between Christian Taekwondo and normal?
I'll tell you a good difference. I find a lot of parallels in Christianity and my walk with Christ, and that's what I try to teach with them. But and we do it in ways, for example, that you see them sitting one right leg over the left and the back straight, and they learn how to breathe, and teach them how to meditate. When they learn how to breathe, they learn how to meditate, and one of the consequences is they become in control of their body, even when they're tired and exhausted or injured. They have much more control over their body than somebody who doesn't, because their breath runs away with them, and they'll hyperventilate, and they'll be so tired, and they just give up. And these guys can fight injured and protect themselves. And when they do that by training their mind to control their breath, and that's subject contemplation, and that's breathing. Once they learn how to do that, we introduce the concept that when you pray, you talk to God. You thank Him for the day and all the blessings that are in it, and you thank Him for all the good things in life, and give Him all that praise for everything that exists that's good. And when you meditate, you listen. Because when you pray, you're talking. Okay? When you meditate, you listen. And He wants you to listen. Okay? So we teach them how to meditate, teach them how to breathe, we teach them how to mask pain and control their body. And then that's a good way for them to add to when they pray. First you pray, and you talk to God, and you ask for things. Don't ask for things for yourself, you ask for somebody else, and you always get it. Always happens. I wouldn't have believed that a decade ago, but I believe it today. But that's why we teach them to meditate. First they control their body. When the physical education is over with, then they control their mind. And they're disciplined in their mind and their thoughts, and they can take things that creep into their peripheral parts of their brain and try to take over their thoughts and keep them at bay so that they can listen to what God wants them to do. That's what the meditation
so important
is for.
too with all the, media and all the, the bombardment the kids have now with all the, the texting and, just
Yeah.
everything.
We're-
To teach them to be calm and
Oh, yeah.
listen, that's just
And we find areas that help them center themselves, like in the very first pattern that they learn is performed in a diagram shape of a cross, and it's easy for them to remember. And then when you add left, right, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and it's a shape of a cross, it's pretty hard to make a mistake, really.
So you're teaching Korean Taekwondo?
Taekwondo is Korean karate. Karate is the art of the empty hand, and it's a Japanese word, and it encompasses about 25 different styles of martial art. Korea is no different. Every country on the planet has a martial art of its own, indigenous to themselves, even the UK, even Russia. Every country does. And they learn the histories of all those as well. And what we don't teach, as opposed to one out on the street, is we interject Christianity in our concepts and parallelisms with our self-discipline and the way we want to live our lives, and the fact that we have a responsibility to take care of our body and defend it because it's the temple of God, and we have a responsibility to defend you if you're a person who cannot defend yourself. That's a Christian concept that they learn. It's our responsibility to do that. God didn't just say, here, trash it. Keep it safe, take care of it, and help those who can't help themselves. I know this isn't a women's self-defense conversation, but anyway, I'm answering your question.
It's interesting though, we're interested.
It takes a long time for these guys to get to where they're at. Carlos, 3 years, but he's had a lot of exposure and a lot of challenges. Him and Reese, for example, that other kids don't get a chance. I don't call him a kid. When he's a fourth dan, I still call him. But
So you've been doing this for 3 years?
oh yeah,
Since you were 10? Wow.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got some photos of him. He was pretty small.
I just turned 11.
Yeah,
And I'll,
just
Wow.
turned.
I'll be 14 in 3 months.
Yeah.
4 months.
And Reese came a little behind him. They're the two oldest students I have. Not longest students, training students I have. But we've taken them to Belize, and they've trained the kids down there. And that one, you talk about an experience. You should ask Carlos and Reese about what they did in Belize if you want to talk about their Christian martial arts. Those kids. One of them, I tell everybody this. Everybody on the planet knows this story, except for some of you guys. And they were down there for 5 weeks, okay? And, we had a decompression week in between 2 summer camps of at-risk kids that were getting ready to go to jail or had a problem. Only had 1 parent, some no parents, no homeless, you know, all this stuff. And, every time we go down there and we teach the troops, the SEAL teams and the special operations people and everything, Trish and I never bring anything back. Whatever we take down there, we leave. It's like, Dr. Obregon, Pete gave us all these health kits. So next time we go down, we got a suitcase for every one of our people we train is gonna get one. It's simple stuff, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, dish rag, but, you know, they make $360 a month down there in the military, and that's the best job in the country. So $5 to them is $200 to us. And, after all that training, and it was rough, we were training 7 hours a day. 7 hours every day for 5 weeks. And the kids started showing up at the house on the barracks where we were staying. And, so we'd invite some of them in, and then sometimes they'd go out and horse around with them, because it's right next to the football field. Fortunate for me, I get to watch the football game every day. But, as we were going somewhere one day, Carlos is always in the back seat because it's the cool spot in the back seat of the truck. And he said, you know what, the longer I'm here, the less becomes necessary, because they're so poor in third world country. It almost brought me to tears. He said, you know, I mean, there's a lot of kids today in this country that have no idea how lucky they are. You know, we would go to class, open up a suitcase, and, Trish was just start handing out shoes. Get one till it fits, you know? I mean, she almost got mobbed a couple times. 100 kids, you know? Some of them come to school, come to class with no shoes on.
I'm sure a lot of them.
Yeah, but, what we do down there and what they're gonna do is they'll probably go down there probably for the rest of their life as often as they can. They can teach for me now, let them teach.
So, but aren't you teaching them confidence and building their self-esteem?
These guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're
pretty.
Reese started taking training, because, she was bullied. And I'll tell you what, when we work on self-defense, she's the boss. She loves it. Every new one she learns, she just packs that in her back pocket. Oh, I like that one. Nobody will screw with her again.
That's great.
Yep. And these guys here now are helping me start learning to teach. So when they get to a certain rank, they have to learn how to teach. And when you learn how to teach, just like anything else, you gotta know your subject, you gotta know how to do it right.
That's right.
You have to master your subject material. And so not only do they relate to the younger people much better than I do, they perfect themselves. It's always that way in any ministry, isn't it, or any mission. It's not just the people you administer to, but if something happens to you as well, it makes you a better person. And that's what's happening to them. I'm so proud of these people. I've had a lot of schools all over the country, but never any I've been prouder than this one right here in this church. March, they wanna go down and work with the big boys, so we're gonna take them down in March and turn them loose and let them bounce those guys off the wall. You know, learning close quarters combat and weapons and, everything that I certify the military with, these guys right here already know is at the age they're at. The military doesn't know that. They know it. So, yeah. The last thing I'll say about that is the goal of any good teacher is to make the students better than he is. And that's easy for me. I'm old. I get away with a lot of stuff that they don't. Don't do as I do, do as I say. But they know they can ask me any question. Any question. There's not a question that they want to ask me that I won't have an answer for. And if I don't, I know where to get the answer, and I will get it, and I will come back and I will tell them. And that's what you look for in martial arts school. Don't ever be afraid to ask a question. I beg them to ask me questions. What's wrong with you people? How come you're not asking me more questions? Well, the more knowledge they have, the better off they'll be. Anyway. Anything about the material that that you read that you weren't clear about? It's pretty simple. All I want to do today is I want to impress upon you that everything that you do in self-defense is because you no longer have access to your pepper spray, because that's the first thing you do. And that negates the need for any of the rest of this. And for this group of people and the age brackets that we are, that's the best thing I can teach you. I can teach you how to get away from anything except for one or two things, that there are no escapes for it. Outside of the pepper spray, your first thing that you go to is to kick somebody in the groin. First thing you do. And we worked on it a little bit last night, we'll work on it a little bit more tonight, just so you understand. We might even get the bag out, the pads out, so they can actually hit something with a little resistance. But it's not like a kick I teach these guys. These guys, Taekwondo is famous for kicks, leg techniques. And people would tell you that. You read it on the news, you go to YouTube, you watch it in the movies. Taekwondo, these people are masters of leg techniques and kicks. And that is such a line of bull. It is. They have more techniques. They have more leg techniques than other martial arts have. Okay, they're right about that. They have more than the other guy has. But there's 100 times more hand techniques than there are leg techniques. Okay, but they see the fantastic kicks, you know. They may never use that stuff. They use what works and what's simple. And the rest of it is an art form. But I wouldn't expect college to do it. If there's 10 guys at the other end of the bar, okay, or wherever you're at, in Disney World or wherever the crowd is that's coming at you, I would be so disappointed if you just took off and did a flying side kick into the middle of 10 people. You know, I would be very proud if you turned around and ran the other way. Okay, no different than what you guys have learned to do. You know, the only way to win a fight is to walk away from it. And the only other thing I can tell you is that, yeah, if you don't know yourself and you don't know the opponent, then you've already lost the battle before it starts. Okay, if you know yourself and you don't know your opponent, you got a 50-50 chance. Okay, but if you know the opponent, and there's ways to know that person that you don't even know personally. And you know yourself, well, you've won the battle before it starts. You just wait for him to make a move and he's done. That's the Lao Tzu of today. Okay, we don't know. This is good because I only got 3 and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. This will be really easy. Would you grab out the pad, the big kicking pillows? And I think we'll just use Nicole probably and Carlos for this because I've got 2 pads. And I want to get instantaneously if you do it correctly. Oh, there's lots of wrong ones. Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. I just what I want you to do is you line up against these 2 people. Yeah. When you kick somebody in the groin, you could almost do this kneeling down, but okay. You don't want to kick them with the ball of your foot here, okay? Don't care if you got heels on, you don't want to do that. You can kick them with the instep here, okay? The best way to kick them is not to bend your knee at all. Straight up. Yeah. Straight up. Just like that. Hit them with this, here. Okay? Hit them with the shin, right between the legs. That's what you want to do. If you hit them that hard, I guarantee you, you could probably walk back to the car instead of run. Okay? Okay. But don't do a front kick. No. Okay, that looks cool. You kick him in the head, break his jaw. But here's why you don't want to do that. If you kick kind of like this, okay, here, just like that, he can't grab your leg. If you kick above the groin, he has an opportunity to grab it. Okay? But he's got to reach down and grab that. Okay, here. Okay, if you keep going like that with the instep, he can't grab your leg. If you do this, he can't grab your leg. Go ahead.
How long would he be down for if you really got it?
Well, say it. somebody kicks high, okay, you can defend it. Okay, you can do that. Okay, and you can break his leg, and you can do all kinds of cool things, but it takes time. And the reason I can do that is I can grab his leg. So when you kick somebody in the groin, you know, you can be this far away, okay, and kick him straight up like that, straight up with the instep. Then you don't have to do anything else. I want you to practice that. I want you to strike here. Okay, so you don't use your instep. Stick him with your shin. Go ahead and grab it. So everybody do that maybe 2 or 3 times, really, really hard. You can make sure. I want you to feel the resistance. Okay? Don't feel bad. This person is an aggressor and he doesn't want to do good things to you. So, you know, so what if you hurt him? Take the rock. Okay? All right, when you do it for them, yeah. Do it just like this. You can almost get down on one knee. Okay?
So that should hold it straight though, right?
Yeah, because it's got to be at an angle. So, because they're going to kick up. You can only kick somebody in the groin in an upward motion. You can't kick them straight. So, anybody, just line up there. That's right. That's right. And all I want you to do is the instep. You kick him with the instep. That's all you need to do. He'll be down. If you kick him with the instep, stand.
It's the top of your foot right here. So this line
That's
is
what
On
like
the shin. I'm sorry, shin. Okay.
the,
If you kick him with the
shin
shin,
and the instep.
it'll find the center even if you're off.
He said
Okay.
do it with the
If
shin.
you're off and you kick here, it'll find the center and go up.
You're
Okay.
making a
If
line
you
with
kick
your
him with
foot.
this, it stops you.
You basically want
If you
to
kick him with
right
the
here,
foot,
just going straight
it
up.
stops you. But with the instep and the shin, it won't. It'll find the middle. As hard as you can. Come hard. That would have been hard enough.
It would have,
Oh, yeah.
but I felt like I hit him.
Yeah, but you're using your toes. Okay.
Get it up
Yeah,
there. I
just
don't-
go straight up. Okay, straight up.
Can't do it.
Yeah, take your foot. When you lift your foot off the ground, doesn't matter if you have shoes on or not. Okay, point towards the ground. Okay, don't hit with your shin, but if you point towards the ground, you hit them with this whole part here,
Yeah.
from the knee down.
Much strength down here.
You don't need too much. Atta girl, that's it. That's it.
That wasn't very hard. Was that hard enough?
It's hard enough. Let me tell you.
How about the sound?
Yeah, you can tell by the sound.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like it was that hard, but maybe.
If you hit them
You're
this
too
hard,
far away.
if you're just standing here and you hit them this hard, okay, trust me, it'll drop.
That'll hurt, huh? Okay, see.
Don't be that close. You want this part of your foot to be right in between the straps.
The bottom strap.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Can you feel the knee here? Can you feel your knee there? That's the shin. That's right, that's your shin.
Well, maybe I need to come from the side.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. You ever watch Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see the one where what's her name went to get his
No, I guess I'm not.
his online battle ostrich back from the guy who stole it from him online? And he said, "No, I'm not going to give it to you." And she said to him, "This is the day you get to have a girl touch you in your private parts." And that's what she did. Down he went. Okay. He says, "Okay." He wrote her a check or paid her back. That's all it takes. So don't be afraid. That's it. Give it to him. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, like you really mean it.
That would be. That would be it. If you take your hands, don't watch my foot. Watch my hands.
See?
Put your hands up here. Okay? Just below your shoulders. Below your shoulders. Atta girl. Now that's all you need. That, trust me, that's enough. That's enough. That's
I
all
want
it
to do
takes.
that again.
There you go. That's all you gotta do. You gotta do it like you mean it.
Well, I had to do
Terry,
it.
let me see. You see. I wanna see your heart.
This is psychological, so you know why.
Very good. Did I see you Just hit it a little bit harder.
It's a
Okay.
pillow.
It's a pillow. That's all you need to do. Are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay, let me see you do it the other way. That's okay, okay. Just aim for the middle, because you're off like that, you
Yeah.
find it. That's why I want you to use this part of your foot.
It's true.
Has everybody else done it? So that's really good.
It does make
Okay.
sense, but that's something that's so simple, it
Um,
makes total sense, especially
What?
with your shin.
Yeah. Because I always thought you had my foot direction.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know if somebody grabs you. That's all you need to know if somebody grabs you. I would do that first. We're already assuming that you don't have your pepper spray and somebody is actually inside your sphere of influence. Okay? And don't wait. Grab it.
One.
Yeah, I don't care. Okay, that's too late. Okay, grab it again. Okay? You don't have to wait for them to grab you. Okay? Do it to them as they're grabbing you.
So if they get arm's length in
Yeah.
this, that's it, right?
That's your best defense right there. Okay? But don't stop there. Goodness. You know, if you have to defend yourself, okay? Grab it, hold it out again. Okay? Which is better? Okay. Which is better, this, okay, or this? Hit them as many times as you can, okay? It's not like slugging a drunk. It's a lot different. The effects are like radiation. They're cumulative. If you hit them 2 or 3 times, it's 2 or 3 times as good. Don't just hit them once and then wait for the reaction I told you you're going to get. Kick him 2 or 3 times. And if you want to protect yourself, as he comes to grab you, okay, kick him here and use the palm
Yeah,
heel.
that'll work.
The only things you need to learn, kick him in the groin, use the palm heel. Now, you can push him away here, okay, or you can smack him here and break some bones. Okay, one. He's got a knife in one hand, or
Well, he'll be on his way down, so wouldn't you?
Which is gonna help
You're
them.
redirecting it.
they don't react that fast. You kick, it's like the other one we did the other day, except for a punch. Okay, 7 times in 1 second. Boy, if you kick him in the groin, it's gonna take him about 2 seconds to fall. Okay, so I'm gonna kick him in the groin, and when he comes down, he's gonna come right into it. That's what I want you to do that. Kick him low to make him react, and they move into it. So use 2 techniques.
And what if
What-
it's a woman, Mike?
Yeah, or if it's a woman,
What if it's a woman? You did the same thing, or what?
she must be strange, but it's possible.
Well, I mean, it
Yeah, it's possible.
does happen, right?
You'll still get a reaction, but if it was a woman, they have all the same muscles and skeletal structure, basically, but they don't have the strength. So you'll be much less intimidated if it's another woman. Matter of fact, it'll probably get you off, and you'll do it harder, and it'll work better for you because you won't feel so bad. For some reason, you guys are meaner to each other than you are to guys. Okay, well, it's true. Do the same thing. Okay, if nothing else, it'll make them react, and you do the same technique. You teach everybody the same technique. If it works for her, it'll work for him, and it'll work for me. The other thing is, the only time you use a pressure point, okay, the only time you use a pressure point is when they've already got their hands on you. Okay, something's happened,
Right.
and you didn't catch it, okay, and you want to get away from them. And the way to get away from them is just to make sure that your reach, okay, is longer than theirs, and you've got a short reach. But if you do this, okay, it's gonna work. That's only to get them away. It's not gonna hurt them, it's just gonna get them away. Okay, here. Okay, it's just gonna get them away.
Oh, that was under-
What that does, it's self-defense, and it's good for you to do that. Not because it's gonna stop him. The best thing it's gonna do for him is just to say, well, okay, this wasn't the victim, I picked on the wrong person, because she's gonna fight back. And if she can do that, what the hell else can she do? Okay, they will think that. If you give up, if you say, go to my car, well, okay, but, but whatever, but, don't ever give up, stand your ground and do something like that, okay? It's here, if, tell you truthfully, if my wife, if somebody grabbed my wife, okay, she would probably just take him right out, okay, right in the temple. Any harder than that with a spoon, okay, and he won't get back up. Then she can do anything she wants, okay? You probably won't do these techniques, but they are escapes, and I have to teach them to you because not everybody is out to hurt you. Remember, there are family members who go astray and get
Right.
off the track, and you don't want to hurt your son, but he don't know, and
Right.
there's people.
You're right.
What I'm teaching you is what will work regardless of whether they're on drugs or on alcohol or in a psychotic rage. It's still gonna work. It doesn't make any difference how many beers the guys have, okay? He's still gonna move like that, okay? And it's joint manipulation and joint control. Got nothing to do with his state of mind. I'm controlling his body physiologically by his joints. And that's why we're showing you these other things. A lot of people, I could see 3 out of 4 of you, okay, just doing that. The faster you react, the better off you are. If you did that to somebody who came up to you and wanted your purse and stuff, he'd probably go look for another victim.
I hope so, yeah,
He didn't want all that trouble.
yeah. You're right.
Um,
You're right.
so kick him in the groin and use palm him, okay? Don't punch him. Okay, you're gonna break a knuckle or a finger. See, I don't have a knuckle here. Oh, I was 26 years old when I lost that.
Now, when are you justified in using your pepper spray? When they get closer, I mean, how?
Anytime you perceive it's a threat. Anytime you said, I don't know you, you can't have my bag, I don't know you, I'm getting in my car,
Okay.
I don't know you, get away. Back off. If they don't ever let anybody get behind you. Take some responsibility for being aware of who's around you. If you walk out into the parking lot, there's nobody there, and 10 seconds later, somebody comes up behind you and puts you in a chokehold, well, you're not paying attention. Okay? I'm not gonna tell you, you can get away with it. You can get out of this, you can flip them. Yeah, well, if you're an 8th Dan judo master, you might be able to, but chances are you won't, because most of the guys are really short, heavier than me, and they can't flip anybody anymore. Well, you can't get away from it. Okay, and so never let anybody get behind you. But as soon as Carlos makes that move, go ahead, Carlos. Okay, it doesn't make any difference. He can't create the lock.
But you
Doesn't-
knew he was gonna do that, or you?
As soon as I see somebody behind me
Oh, I
move
see.
with peripheral vision, that's the first thing I do. First thing I do is take the palm of my hand and put it up to my ear. Carlos? Okay. Once you do that, okay, you haven't escaped. They may still affect the lock, but you'll still be able to breathe. Okay, now if I've got more than 4 seconds and more than 15 seconds, well, there's a whole lot of things I can do. Okay, a whole lot of things I can do. But if they get you in a lock, you got 4 seconds. So don't let that happen because you cannot defend against it. I know a lot of guys that have tried. And you would be passed out and unconscious on the floor in 5 seconds you'd be done. So don't ever let anybody get behind you. Keep an eye out for what's going on. If you see movement out of the side of your peripheral vision, just raise a hand. Raise a hand, touch your ear. Then they can't choke you. Okay? A full-on choke is something you cannot get out of. Nicole. And Carlos. Well, yeah. Let's use you. All right, you're just gonna walk up to her, okay, and you're gonna put her in a chokehold like this, okay? Like that. You guys will do this. Sometimes, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Put her in a chokehold. Okay. Carl's gonna put me one in too. Okay? Now, first thing you do, put your hand here, okay? Turn this way so that you can breathe, okay? Reach up behind him and either grab his hair or put your hand underneath his nose or chin, Okay, take your other hand now that you can breathe, put it underneath his knee, and stand up. That's it. That's very gentle. I know where he gets it. You gotta do something about that. Those are still silly things that kids do to your teenage daughters and stuff, you know? They wanna give them snuggies, or they wanna, you know, that is ridiculous. That's the first thing I do, is drop them in their ass. One hand over the top, one hand over the top, one here, and just stand up. Stand up and do this. All of you can do that. You can all do it. But what you got out of the course is you should feel much better about yourself. You should feel that, yes, I can take care of myself. Yes, I can take care of myself. Somebody walks up to me, I can do this. There you go. Okay? I can do that. I can do this. Look at me. Okay? I can do this there. Okay? I can do this there. Okay. All those things don't stop people from doing things to you. But if he grabs me, right? All right, and I want to get loose, if I do this too, okay, it helps that way. It makes up the difference between my muscle and yours. Okay?
I think one of the most important things you taught us is to be alert and to be,
just common sense.
mindful of, who's around you and.
Yeah, use what's available to you.
Yeah, and they're not gonna approach someone who's like really, paying attention and.
Yeah, you have to pay attention. Don't walk to your car and then look for your keys. Have your keys when you walk out of the building. That's also got your mace on it. And if you got keys and somebody walks up to you, if he walks up to me and tries to grab me here, go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. I don't need to teach you that. You just need to be aware that that's common sense. To have a class on how to rake somebody across the eyes with their glasses is stealing your money. So you've got, or your keys. You know, you got keys in your hand, you know what to do. Don't be afraid to strike him here. Don't be afraid to do that. You probably won't do it. But he won't get he won't take another breath for a while. And I mean, you can, first aid, you can pull back out, but I would do, that's the first thing I do. Yeah.
You can what? What'd you say?
Well,
Pull back.
Pull that back
Pull
out so
the
they can
keys
breathe
out.
again. Not to hurt him, but to keep him alive. But if he was to grab me, that's the first thing I do. If he grabs me with that here, that's the first thing I do. So what are you doing? You can't do that. I don't know you. Okay? Yeah, do it again. Okay? Right into the wall. That takes no strength at all. And you have to decide when you walk out of here tonight that if somebody gets inside your sphere of influence, 3-foot bubble, then you have a right to stop. They don't have a right to be inside of that space unless you tell them they can. They're not in there for any reason other than to do harm. You gotta get that in your mind. And you have a choice. You can let them hurt you, or you can defend yourself. And there's not a one of us here that can't defend yourself. You know several pressure points. I gotta tell them how to get away from a handshake, because the guys will come up and grab their hands and beat the ass of them. Terry and Nicole, please. Okay? And, okay? Just shake her hand. Okay, not grabbing her hand, but just shaking her hand. Okay? Okay, shake hands. Okay? Now, get a real tight grip. Tight grip that she can't get away unless she does something. You just grip her really, really hard. As hard as you've ever been away before. So she can't get away. Okay? Can you get away? Can you get away without hurting her? Can you pull yourself out? Can you pull yourself out? Okay, yeah. Hard. Good hard. Okay, now, take the thumb. Put it between the thumb and forefinger right here. Okay? No. Just put it there. Yeah, you got fingernails better than mine, okay? Right there. Okay. Now take the palm of your hand and slap your own knuckle. Right there. Okay? Okay? That's all it takes. Okay. Put it here. Yeah, okay. That's all you gotta do. So, well, that'll happen. That'll happen at cocktail parties, or somebody will come up and do that and won't let you go. They won't let you go, you know, because they wanna be, mean and macho. And there's, she all right? Are you okay? Did it hurt? Okay, look at it. I'll grab you. You do it. No, it doesn't make any difference. Put it right there. Straight up and down. Don't do it like this. That's it. Dig your nail right in there. Take the flat of your hand and smack it really hard. That's all you got. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You put it here. Put it here. And hit yourself. Okay. That's all you got to do. You're not going to break your own finger because it doesn't break that way. But you see that silly things like that guys will do all the time to even your daughters and stuff. And that's just ridiculous. I would never let it get away with it. Is there any other questions? Palm heel and a kick to the groin and run. Okay? If they grab a hold of you and you want to get away, you should be able to do that. And maybe we'll have a refresher. We'll go over this again in a couple of months if you want to. But if there's any other things specific, somebody asked me about the chokehold, and I had to tell you the truth. You get yourself in a chokehold, no, you're toast. Let them do that. The least you can do is this. Now they got to talk to you. Okay, and you got more time. Well, when you got more time, you know where his groin is. You can just flick him back here and hit him in the groin. Flick him back up there and hit him in the nose. Take your elbow and strike him here. You know, you can do all this stuff that you already know. You can do that. But that's all you can do. If you don't get your hand up, then you're just going to choke you out in 4 seconds. I've seen guys in the gym down in Belize just pass out in 4 seconds. All you got. Any other questions?
If you're asleep and
Yeah.
someone comes into your bed,
Do you have a dog? I can never remember when they didn't have them, but I guess people don't. Your doors are locked. Okay. There's no sense in screaming because there's nobody else there. Nobody's going to answer you anyway. Outside of, you put your car keys on the bedstand at night.
I do.
That's what I'd do.
I do.
Yeah,
I've got
I
a
would too.
beeper.
There's always a case to be made for a ballistic if you want to have a sidearm. I just don't believe it because I just think there's other things that you can do that doesn't require you to take somebody's life. Most of these won't kill people. A couple of them will, but you only use them when you have to. And we can teach you how to get people off of you. I think I showed you there was one minute. But if you just take that muscle right there on top of your thigh and drive your elbows straight in there as hard as you can, you will just atrophy right up and you do teddy bear and roll them up. It'd be so much pain. That's not even a pressure point, it's just a muscle. There's not a good answer for that other than, you have a self-defense tool and that's your pepper spray. Some people have a sidearm near their bed.
What about a baseball bat? You used to have that or something.
I wouldn't be strong enough to hold it, so somebody could wrestle at it.
It might make people think you're a bit standoffish if you're walking through Kmart with one.
Well, the bat.
But at home.
I don't know if it would do any good other than crack in half. I don't know.
Yeah, you can use a baseball bat, but
The element of
you
surprise.
still have to get within his sphere of influence to hit him with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
You have the same problem that the other person does when they attack you. He may break into your home, but for you to hit him with a baseball bat, you got to be within 3 feet of him. Can't do it. Something I could tell you. Something that would be interesting for you to know. When it comes to somebody else that has a weapon against you, we use these little soft things. Quite as big as a baseball bat, and it's not a baton either. Okay? But it's a club. It can be a tire, and it can be anything. I could show, or any other weapon for that matter. We teach the guys down in Belize how to self-defense against a machete. Yeah, which is one of the world's worst weapons. It is just ugly. But it's a weapon of choice in that country. For a gun. You can defend just about against anything. But when you train in the military, you're training, you don't have a lot of invested in this man's survival. you know, not in the military, because it's in the jungle. Okay, and it's against another military person. The military people don't come out and shake hands. They're there for other reasons. So if you take him out, you take him out. You know, if it was in the military, if you step forward and just punch me or had a knife or anything, you know, here, okay, in here, sit, change over, I win. But I can't teach you guys to do that. First of all, the cops are gonna wanna know who touched that. And you're gonna tell them. And, you know, that's not self-defense. That's not self-defense. You don't take somebody's life just because they want your purse. I mean, that's kind of asinine to give you the purse. The only time you defend yourself is when they want your body. And you have a right not to give that up, okay? You have a right to stop them once they're in your sphere of influence. Anything else? I hope I'm answering your questions sufficiently.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you the truth, you know, sprinkling it with anything on the ground, so you're probably gonna get suspended. That's not fair, but that's just one tool. Reese, but she knows how to do it. She's very well trained. She's one of, you know, less than 100 people probably in this country that I would. Yeah, they're special. These people here are special. They really are. There's a lot of junk out there. You spend a lot of money. The training these guys get, $160 a month per person. And sometimes you don't get what you pay for. So the training that they have, they can take to the bank.
So, one last
yeah.
question, where can we get, an extra, pepper spray?
Another pepper spray?
Yeah. Where,
Walmart,
Do they sell?
in the sports, they
Oh, that's
just
cool.
where the gun bullets and stuff are.
really, they have,
Yeah,
Right next to the book.
like the one we have, or?
he
Uh,
said that they're all, no, he said they're all
Pepper spray,
police.
pepper spray. Yeah, if it's
Oh,
police grade
it's
pepper
police
spray.
grade. It
Just,
is.
if you're gonna buy some more, or you want extra or something like that, just make sure that it doesn't just have pepper spray. Make sure it has an ultraviolet dye, so that you can call the police and tell them it was a white '02 Cadillac DeVille, and they can track him down and find him
Because of the dye.
because of the dye.
Oh.
Yeah. If you just spray him with pepper spray and he gets away, well, you really annoy him.
Probably that Army Navy store, I would think.
Yeah, you might get maced there.
Oh,
Buy it online. You can buy it online. You got the brand name of the one I gave you. You can buy them online. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them on eBay. You can buy them anywhere online. Just Google pepper spray. And you can spend a lot of money for some. You only need the stuff that costs like $10. Last year, if you get accosted once, it's worth more than $10. I wouldn't hesitate to use it. Well, what police officer is gonna give any of you ladies a problem if you decided you needed to use pepper spray? There had to be a reason. Well, you're all pretty easy going, and somebody gets on your wick, then they probably deserve it. There are, a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Okay, all right, well, maybe we'll have another follow-up here in a couple of months after the holidays or something, or whatever, or we'll have a new class and we'll have an extra class for
Thank you
people.
so much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope you did, but above all else, two things. You got pepper spray, and number two, you gotta feel a little bit better about yourself, because you can defend yourself. You don't need a lot of muscle. You don't need to be super fast. You just need to know how the body works. And anybody can defend herself. She can do it, anybody can. Okay, thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.